Rico McGee, another episode of the Sports Minute, man. I got my man Jason Richardson. He's back on the show. We're gonna talk some more Cavaliers. I'm gonna throw a couple of charge questions in there too, man. So let's get it, man. First of all, how you been, man? You good?
I'm good, man. Enjoying the 50-degree weather and everything. But
Oh yeah, oh yeah,
besides that though, we good. We good.
oh
How
yeah.
you? How
I'm
you
good,
doing?
man. I'm good. Browns
How has
won
life
today, so that's always a good thing.
how has life after the 500 episodes? How has it been for you?
Oh man, we still pushing, man. We still pushing, still grinding. We got Akron Zips basketball coming up. Cleveland State. Actually, this Thursday, Sportsman will be on site for a men's game, Cleveland State this Thursday. And we still making strides, still making strides. So
You working, man. You
yeah,
working.
definitely. Definitely. 500 and we about to give you 500 more.
There we go. There you
Yes,
go.
sir. Let's let's get started, man. With the Cavaliers just being surrounded by injuries, I mean Garland and Mobley are out for the next several weeks. Do you think the Cavaliers are going to be able to sustain a nice little run?
Yeah, I mean, look, all is not lost, man. This team, I know a lot of people think these guys suck and well not suck, but you know, they've been up and down this year. They've had good moments, they've had bad moments. They beat in back nights, they beat, the Nuggets, and then they beat the Sixers, right? In back games. Um, and then they lose to the Blazers. Like you see the flashes, and then you see like, all right, come on, guys. Yes, they're a 500 team right now. I think they're a game over 500 right now. In the grand scheme of things, yes, they can absolutely sustain these injuries. They suck, but this team is built around being guys. I mean, Mitchell is a star, like, and when you have a top 20 player, a certified star in the NBA, you have a chance, and they have that. So as long as he doesn't get hurt in this stretch, you know, then it should be fine. But they really can't sustain any more injuries. But I think they can weather the storm.
I think so too. I mean, and then over the next couple of weeks, you got some weaker teams in the Eastern Conference. So I definitely think they should be able to pull off some things. With those injuries to Garland and Mobley, is it possible that we could see Karis LeVert run the offense a little bit?
Yeah, Karras has been, you know, I was not a fan of Karras a couple years ago, uh, but I've become a fan of his. He's been asked to do some things that just most people aren't asked to do. So, whether it's start and be a starter or be the sixth man or come off the bench and he's been asked to be a defensive stopper, a scorer, all of those things, and he's done it. Um, so I think the plan right now, barring any setbacks, barring any injuries, is to be kind of like what we saw against Atlanta, where you have Mitchell as the point guard, de facto point guard, with Max Strus in the backcourt, Isaac Okoro, Dean Wade, and Jared Allen, with Levert being able to kind of guide and help that second unit go. So I think that's the way that they're going to go for a little.
Okay. Now, with that being said, do you think that they may go down to the G League and pull Imani up and give him some time as well, or maybe I.
Nah, I don't think. I know this is not what Cleveland wants to hear, but I don't think Imani is in the plans for this year.
Okay.
Um, I really don't. The sense that we get is that he's going to be in the G League this year, and the sense that he gets is he's going to be in the G League this year. What's Isaiah? He's been up with the Cavs for the last about a week now. This is his second year. I could see him getting more time with the Cavs as opposed to I could see that, but as far as full time, no. I do think that it'll probably be. I don't think we're gonna see Imani.
Okay.
I think Isaiah will dress, but I don't think we'll see him too much.
Okay. Okay, well, that's all good. I mean, I know he's still, still developing and still learning as well. I just wasn't sure if, I'm like, are they gonna go down and, pull, just to, get some depth.
Yeah, I mean, I think look, man, Imani is one of those guys where he's 19, and he's 180 pounds, and to be quite honest, I mean, he's just not ready for the daily grind of the NBA. And I know we don't want to hear that because, he's a good player, he can shoot, and he seems to kind of check all the boxes. But the reality is he doesn't. He does not, he's not a great defender. He doesn't do much else but shoot. Um, and he's not, elite at that. So yeah, I would love to see him play in the NBA. And I'm not saying that he couldn't play, but when you're a team that has aspirations of going to, championship, playing championship level basketball and playing in May as opposed to just playing in April, but playing in May and maybe potentially June, I don't think he's the guy for that right now.
Okay, understood. Very much understood. Now, I know what you said earlier that the Cavaliers are very up and down, and they're on the right track now. They just got a huge win over Atlanta, 127-119, I believe was the final score. What do you think the Cavaliers need to do to be able to keep this ball rolling?
They just got to put some wins together. They need to, in my opinion, they need to figure out ways to make sure that they can sustain longevity of wins, getting wins and stringing wins together. They're not a bad team. That's the thing. Look, they're 500. I think they're ninth in the East right now. They're not a bad team, and I don't think they're in danger of missing the playoffs or anything like that. Right? They just need to stay the course, keep doing what they're doing, weather the storm right now, and just start putting. Let's get a winning streak going. 5, 6, 7 game winning streak, and then all these things will be put to bed.
Okay, big bet, big bet.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, man, the Cleveland Charge losing on Friday. I believe they've lost 4 straight now. I think they're winless in the month of December. What do you think is going on with the Charge right now?
Yeah, I mean, these are, and I don't want to get too nuanced, but this is how you know that Imani Bates is not ready for the NBA. He is the Cleveland Charge are his show. He can do what he wants down there, and while he's putting up individual numbers, it's not translating to wins. And so, I mean, he's the leading scorer in the G League, but it's not translating to wins. And so, this is how you know that he's not playing winning basketball, right? He's a good player, good individual talent, but he's got to learn how to play winning basketball. For the Charge as a whole, just a tough stretch. Just a tough stretch. I mean, they had a game where they didn't have a point guard really. Sharif was out. Then they had a game when Sharif came back. They played against the Mad Ants, who were the best team in the G League. Then they go to Iowa, who's got Garza. And they lose two. They're fine. This record was all for the showcase, so this is not a playoffs or anything like that. Their season starts on December 29th, and the G League season starts on December 29th. And so they kind of get a reset. They're down in Orlando now. They'll be down there, they'll play 2 games down there, and then they'll come back up, have another training camp somewhat, and just reset. I mean, that's really what they need. They need a reset, and go from there, but they're fine.
That's good. That's good. Yeah, I agree. I think a lot of people were, kind of concerned that, losing to the Wolves, who are one of the, not to knock them or anything, but at the bottom, in the East, and it's
Yeah.
like, listen, they'll be fine. These games don't count. You know what I'm saying? Once the 29th, then, but that's all it is. This is just one of those. It's look at it as They're not scrimmages, of course, but you want to look.
It's a glorified. It's an elongated preseason to some
Yeah,
degree. These games don't go towards their overall record. That starts December 29th. So, you know, it's basketball. You want to win. Like you don't want to go out there and lose. But at the same time, this is going towards their record later. And I think there may be a couple moves that they can make or and things like that. And then you never know if Isaiah ends up spending more time down there. Look, Craig Porter Jr. He's coming up against you can only play 50 games when you're a two-way player. He's a two-way player. The Cavs have played 22 games. He's dressed for all 22. At some point, either he's going to get signed by the Cavs and his contract will be guaranteed and he'll be up in the NBA, or they're going to have to send him down. So, at that time, now you look at it and you say, okay, well, if he comes down, that's NBA talent that's going to be on the charge. Isaiah, I think Isaiah's dressed for like 15 games. These kind of things. And so with this stretch where Evan Mobley's going to be out until All-Star break and or after, and then Garland is going to be out until January, sometime mid-January, into January. So it's just games that they're just piling on that all of a sudden you look at it and you say, okay, well now what are we going to do with Craig Porter? What are we going to do with Isaiah? So if they get to those 30, 40 game marks and they're still on the roster, and the Cavs then decide, okay, we're getting healthy now, so we're not going to sign these guys. If that happens, then the Charge are going to get an influx of talent with two guys who are NBA players.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right. Well, the Cavaliers are back in action tomorrow night against Houston. Should win that game. Should be a winnable game. And then they go Wednesday. I forgot who they play Wednesday. I had the schedule and then my phone just went black. But you see Cleveland getting the win tomorrow against the Rockets?
Yeah, I mean the Rockets are pretty bad on the road. So I do think that it's a winnable game. I'm not going to say they should win or they're going to win. It's a winnable game. I mean, the Rockets, they're just, they're a rebuilding team. But again, these are the kind of games that Cleveland needs to win. So you played a great game against Atlanta. You won that game. Now you need to put together a string of wins, right? So like they play Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday, all home games. It would be great to say now, okay, we're on a 4-game winning streak going into Christmas, the weekend and everything like that. That would be great. But you got to start putting those wins together to start climbing the ranks. You don't want to end up in that play-in tournament and things like that towards the end of the year. But right now, you just want to build. You beat Atlanta. Here comes the team that's worse into your building. You want to beat them as well and keep moving forward.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you once again, man, to my main man, Jay Rich, man. Jay Rich Show is coming soon. Check it out.
Please soon.
Check it out, man. Check out the Stroud Brothers podcast.
Absolutely.
4th and 15 with Mel and Smooth, the whole 216 Sports Network. We're forming Voltron right now, just so everybody knows that we're coming. But
I don't think people realize like what's getting ready to happen. But yeah, we coming.
Oh yeah, definitely.
We're not trying to steal Deion's slogan, but we definitely. We on our way. We on our way.
Definitely, man. Thank you once again, man. I'm Rico McGee. This has been the Sports Minute, and as always, we'll see you in a minute.